Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Oscars Imperfect Show.
Yo,
What a start to the new year, huh?
yeah, a lot of shit.
Yeah. Most importantly, we bobbed the build yesterday, and that's pretty important. But worldwide news, we have Epstein list. We
Yeah,
got aliens in Miami. We have Katt Williams exposing comedians and actors. Hollywood. Yeah, and it's all in a matter of
Since
6 days.
Well, not even 6 days, but this all happened. What do we record on the 3rd or the 2nd?
Yeah, we record on the 2nd and 3rd, so 4 days.
4 days.
3-4 days. This all happened. So now we're just trying to figure out what we want to get into first. Let us know what your favorite news
of
breaking of the year so far. I mean, we have Epstein list.
Yeah.
We have aliens in Miami. Katt Williams. We got that one girl that got released from prison.
Oh my God, dude!
Gypsy Rose.
My brother's in love with her. She's like one of the more famous people on TikTok right now.
Yeah,
bro.
Gypsy Rose.
She's getting like 1 million+ likes on all of her videos.
Don't know. I think I kind of know her story, but she's out. That she's trending, and there's other things that are trending out right now. It was just the start to the.
Yeah.
And Katt Williams said this year is the year of truths to be revealed.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, man. Just in general, like the end of last year, November, December, we had the Diddy shit come out. We had a bunch of allegations, and then in December we have Kevin Hart getting new accusations for himself. A bunch of people in Hollywood getting fucking Me Too'd. It's a lot.
And then towards the end of December, they were said that they're going to release the Epstein list, which they did.
Yeah,
and that started off, and
yes
then more
and no.
stuff started popping off, and
so if you want, we can get into that.
so we can get into Mossad agent Jeffrey Epstein.
Which when he had told me that, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I had to look it up.
It's an Israeli government
Like
special
intelligence
agent.
agency,
Yeah, intelligence
pretty much.
agency.
And that's what
Speculations are around that Epstein was a Mossad agent because Elaine Maxwell's father was said to be
Ghislaine
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 Ghislaine Maxwell's father was said to be a Mossad agent, said to recruit Epstein,
but I don't even know what that means. Like,
was said to blackmail all these powerful people and get information for Israeli government purposes. I'm assuming.
yeah,
I don't know too much about this Mossadis, but
the Mossadis.
the Mossadis, not the Messiah, but the Mossadis. Where do we start?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess we can just cover the names that were released.
Go
and
ahead,
kind of get into
go ahead, get
information.
into. It's just if you want to name, so far what we have.
So far, because it was 900 pages of documents.
But I just think that's such bullshit. Like it's so frustrating. It's like kind of overwhelming me a little bit because
I think most people were expecting just like a list of names. That's what I was expecting.
That's what I was expecting, and I don't understand. Like, you have these documents, you can put them through something to where they'll just give you the names that are in them, and then you could go to wherever the fuck they're. Yeah, what's being said about these people?
Because you're reading through interviews of victims, and then like you have to like pinpoint the names, and there's a bunch of John Does and Jane Does still that.
I don't think there's that many though, bro. Because the only Jane Does are going to be the victims. Because the judge said that he gave like a good like time period for everybody who doesn't want their names in these documents to be extracted, like to where they're blacked out.
You're right.
And it's mostly I think it's a woman, but it could be a man. The judge pretty much just said to the victim, it was for the victims, not these famous people. And that's what's frustrating to me. You could read it really quick, and I kind of touched upon this in the last episode. It's frustrating because I'm not hearing anything that we haven't like speculated on before. Like, okay, of course we knew the Clintons were there. We had an idea that fucking Mr. Roboto was on there. Stephen Hawking was
there.
Who's
a dog.
Yeah, and then I mean David Copperfield. Ooh, who gives a fuck about him? And then a few other. Go ahead.
So far the names that like I was able to get from all the fucking mega documents, because there's a lot of documents, bro, and that's a lot of time.
Uh-huh.
So is Bill Clinton,
Yes.
Bill Richardson, Prince Andrew, which him being involved.
But we've known that though. We've known that one.
But there are a lot of people who are denying Prince Andrew. Then you really look at the documents, he was a fucking scummy.
Yeah.
Glenn Dublin, Stephen Kaufman, Alan Dershowitz.
That's his lawyer.
Georgia Mitchell, John Brunel, Marvin Minsky, Al Gore,
That's crazy.
Stephen Hawking, Rob Eppinger, George Lucas, and Donald Trump. There's other people like, I guess Oprah was involved, and obviously Hillary Clinton as well.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a bunch of there's a lot, but yet so little. It's like a weird thing that's occurring right now.
So the names were the first batch of documents, I believe, right?
I believe so.
And when it first came out, we were watching news clippings, and they said, "Be patient with us," because it came out January 2nd. Because we filmed on January 2nd,
and then a couple hours later,
after we recorded, the names dropped. And then when we watched the clippings of actual news outlets, the ABCs, CNBC,
the
Foxes, everybody's like, "Give us time. We don't want to just throw names out there without having knowing why the name is in the document." And it was kind of silent for a little bit, and then you got the Stephen Hawking fucking memes out there that are funny. It's just a lot of nothing, in my opinion. A lot of nothing for at least the first batch. And then the second batch of documents come out, and all I'm seeing with the second batch of documents on the news the media that's putting it out there is it's being said that this is a lot. Everything I'm seeing, they keep saying the same thing. It's a lot of what we already know. Word for word, I wrote it down.
A lot of what we know or already speculated. And
this is what they said. They said most of this is already known. That's coming from the media that, okay, no, we don't know shit about this. The everyday person that was following this when the first, the documentary came out, we didn't know anything other than that. And bro, that was 4 years ago at this point. When did the documentary come out? 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
So it's like, bro, refresh us. Let us know how, if Jeffrey Epstein was such a horrible person in Ghislaine Maxwell, let us know again, because we fucking need to. It's our right. And I just think it's weird how it's being kind of fed to us.
And especially we should know, because if it's people that are powerful people that are within the U.S. government, and most U.S. citizens are always like, oh, the government will protect us and this.
And it sounds.
I think the people need to know the truth of how people are, especially people in power.
I think and what makes this case so interesting to me is that I said this last podcast too. Prior to this case being unveiled, with the documentary, prior to this was all conspiracy. The fact that this billionaire had this island that he manipulated all these famous people to go to, they would sleep with younger girls or younger men, whatever. That was conspiracy, bro. That was that was fake news. All that shit was that. And then when this popped off, it's wait, shit like this is real. And now we're what else is real? What else is out there? What else is going on? And you think that the government would have your back, right? And then immediately after this, we go into lockdown to where your government did not fucking have your back. They wanted you to they wanted your businesses to fail. They wanted you to be fucking kept in your house. They didn't care.
They want you to get that vaccine.
They wanted you to get that shit. They didn't care about your fucking mental health and your actual well-being. They shut down the gyms. They in Arizona, they didn't really shut down the gyms, but in every other, Arizona, Texas, and Florida were at least as far as I know, the only super fucking open states.
Yeah.
During that time.
They were closed down for a short period of time.
A month or two.
Yeah. And then
I remember I couldn't even walk my dog, bro. Cops were grown, and I live downtown. I had a German Shepherd, bro. I had to take him out to shit. They were like, "What are you doing out here?" I'm like, "Bro, I got to take my dog to go take a shit." And it was like that for a month or two. And after that, everything opened back up in our state, but in every other state, shit was going down.
Cali was bad.
Bradley Martin talks about how he was fighting the government to have a gym open.
Yeah.
And a gym is exactly what you needed during that time. We had so many people fucking getting on depression medicine, fucking
anxiety and stress.
Businesses being shut down, family-owned businesses. Bro, in California, I think the number was 75% of small businesses fucking went under during that time. And this is the government that you think is going to look after you. And I'm not this guy that's oh, the government's bad. I'm not saying that. But in this case specifically, it makes it look weird, bro.
I think when the documents got released, I think it left a lot of people with more questions than answers.
Because what do we really know? Again,
Because especially if you look after the autopsy and if you look at like
Yeah.
what Megan Kelly said that like this is not the last thing we're gonna hear. This is not gonna be like the last time we hear about Epstein. We might hear from it, and she's like, I'm not gonna say how I know, but I know that we might even hear from himself. A lot of people are speculating just like an audio, but a lot of people after the autopsy are like, oh, nah, he's still alive. And
oh my god,
I mean, we just saw the Tucker Carlson interview that he interviewed Jeff
Yeah.
Epstein's brother. There's a lot of it's just like after the autopsy and after all these documents, a lot of people are left with more questions than answers, I believe.
yeah,
And they made it like this big old thing, like this whole album release thing that people thought that they were about to get like peace in mind, like oh, we're about to get all these names
yeah.
and there I think one of Trump's attorneys and there's another senator, Marsha Blackburn, they're like calling for like the rest of all Epstein's associates. But a lot of people are saying like, oh, you can't really arrest them because there's no like hard on evidence on all these people, just documents about he said, she said kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it left with people more speculation, more of a conspiracy, more questions, especially the autopsy and his surrounding his death. It's just
Yeah.
it's a tough
With shit like this that involves powerful people, I think especially with it being in the mainstream media, I think what they typically do is they're showing you this and then they're doing something behind their back, you know?
Mhm.
And the main questions that I talked to you about this earlier is the main questions that we do need answers from is we need to know how he died for sure, like for certain. And we watched a 25-minute interview with Jeff Epstein's brother, and there's surrounding his death. There's a lot of questions still that his own brother doesn't even have the answers to, which is they ruled it a suicide. The chief doctor on that oversaw the whole operation, not the whole operation, the whole autopsy. Wasn't a part of the actual autopsy and was the one that ruled it a suicide. And the two doctors that were involved in the autopsy that left the cause of death undecided, leaning towards a homicide, that's what they had come to the conclusion of after, overlooking all his injuries.
Because he had 3 fractures in his neck?
Three fractures in his neck. And the doctor that is kind of being outspoken about this, we saw a little clipping with 60 Minutes, and he had said that he had oversaw 1,000 jail suicides by hanging, and not one of them had the injuries that Jeff had. The injuries that Jeff had looked like strangulation. And the chief doctor still decided it was a suicide because he had previously tried to kill himself before. So again, and answer, we need to know how the fuck he died for sure.
Yeah.
Fucking look over and they've been
saying, or he was saying that somebody around his cell or like cellmates were like transferred 2 weeks prior, and no one knows.
And when nobody knows the fucking the people in his unit, we don't know any names. So there's still questions to like who got transferred there a week before, who got transferred 2 weeks.
There was a bunch of blind spots that people could have ducked under. They were saying that the doors were unlocked that night, and also Epstein's brother was saying that the fracture that he had was like army related, like a karate chop to the windpipe, and then just strangled or.
Because he was saying that maybe somebody was planted there. It is all just confusing to me. The EMTs were interviewed after first on scene.
He was changed.
He was changed from his jail clothes to hospital clothes, and they said he was dead for at least 2 hours. So, and you typically wouldn't do that. He would just be in a body bag or sheets over him. It all doesn't make any fucking sense. They said that like when you hang yourself and you're in the position that he was in, blood would be at your feet and your legs. There was no blood at his feet and his legs. So we need to know. That's my question. We need to know how he for certain died. Have another fucking doctors go in there, overlook everything. Have 5 more people go in there, look at it, and then. What I want to know too is how he surmounted all this money. How did he get all this hundreds and millions of dollars, these billions of dollars that he touched and crossed paths with. Who was his employer? How was he making his money?
Because he got around in that power circle pretty quick in his life. He said he was in like Wall Street or in that like stock life, and then all of a sudden just amounted and gained this huge wealth out of nowhere. So no one really knows how fast he got rich.
Yeah.
But he became one of the wealthiest men
and the most powerful men in the country, in the world, to like has so many, to be able to blackmail whoever the fuck he blackmailed, because we still don't know.
But he had an island. He had places overseas. He had multiple residents.
His estate in fucking New York, his apartment building was like $100 million building.
And then he had other shit over more towards the west side. I can't remember the exact state, but
and I think that building in New York was gifted to him, like by somebody. And that's what I'm saying, bro. All like you had said, there's so many questions still. Who was giving him money? Who was employing him to be this like money manager? This guy.
The Massadis.
But I don't know. And it's confusing. It's all that's on my fucking timeline right now on TikTok.
The judge that was ruling it, or whoever looked this case, I feel like they need to do it again. That's what I feel like.
Also, what's interesting too is that we saw at the end of the video is when he got arrested in 2006 for his first like charge of what was it, like it had to do with the minor shit. It had to do with the kid, the little girls. And he had it was a plea agreement. So he pled guilty, and he in his plea agreement it said like he can't be charged for this again. And when he was charged again in 2016, 2015, whatever it was, when he was charged again, his attorneys said, well, it was like a federal indictment on him, and it was a federal agreement when he pled guilty. So it was a little confusing as why he was being arrested again for the same charges. Mm. And he had already pled guilty, and in his plea said that he couldn't be charged for this again. So that he was going to be able to be granted bail, not granted bail, but he was going to be fighting to get bail. And he would have obviously.
That's why a lot of people don't think the suicide was an actual suicide, because they were like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you kill yourself a couple days before trial to see if you get bail? Then they're like, oh, if you get denied bail, then it makes sense.
Is there a possibility that he did kill himself? Is there a in your mind? Why?
There's no. I mean, with all the clothes or like the towels to do a hard hanging like that in that little room, that little space, and to get 3 fractures in your neck.
I wish.
And if you look at the picture of his autopsy on his neck, it doesn't look like.
I wish I like because I would like make a clip of this and like have a picture here to show. But I know we'd probably get in trouble for it. Yeah. But like, just look it up. They show his markings are in the middle of his neck, and it doesn't look like it.
It really looks like a strangling more than a, because that towels can't.
They definitely can, but it's more like. It looks weird. It just doesn't look, and they have a side by side. Like at least Tucker Carlson had a side by side of actual hanging, and the hanging is more towards the jaw, upper jaw, and the ear.
Yeah.
The marking.
But his was like more down.
It's below. In the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you really have to put a lot of force to do something like that, but. I don't think he had the space nor
because they called it a soft hanging.
Yeah,
a soft hanging.
A soft hanging that caused 3 fractures.
Because his bunk was probably only 4 feet high, maybe 5 feet max.
At max.
And they just got back like the reports of like how his body was sitting, and he was sitting pretty much. They said with his feet out and his butt like an inch and a half off the ground. So. That's considered a soft hanging just because of like the leverage of everything, right? And they said a hard hanging would be like somebody
if you kick the chair out.
Yeah, if you're standing on a chair and you kick the chair out and you hang yourself from like high
in the ceiling,
because all of your weight is pulling you down, all of your weight. But with this one, it seemed like he didn't have much.
The only thing I can think of is like if you like jumped off the bed and then went down, but like that still doesn't. I don't know if that's.
I don't know. That
You know
make
what I
I
mean?
guess. I guess
But
it's just
I
a
don't
lot.
know.
A
And
lot.
they said the prison guards were asleep, and there's just
Yeah, and they said also two prison guards, um, two prison guards were there. Both of them were asleep. One of them still works for the federal government.
they got pardoned. Both
Yeah,
got
both of
pardoned,
them got pardoned too.
and one of them still works.
How,
for the
like
federal.
how is like that's why I do like Tucker Carlson's a little nutty, but like I do like him, bro, because
He's raw.
he's asking the questions that at least I want answered. What why did these people get pardoned? Why? If this was anybody else, if this is an everyday person and everyday person killed themselves on their watch, they would be fired and they'd probably get in trouble
Right.
because you're in federal custody and you're under their care.
Because I mean, even they said there was like prison deaths are not supposed to be a thing, right? They try to make it seem like
Yeah,
they don't happen.
yeah. I don't know.
And there's just still a lot of speculation on his case as well, like all the footage and all the files and all the hard drives. The FBI loses them during the Elaine Maxwell trial, so they had a full safe of everything, and yet it gets lost.
Yeah, man. It's kind of spooky, bro. Like it really is spooky. Like,
I mean, people always speculated that CIA and FBI are the ones that are running the show.
well, I always say this, bro. Like we still don't know really how our president was killed. Like our president was killed right in front of our eyes. And we don't know how he was killed. Like we don't know like that's one of the bigger mysteries in American history.
Or 9/11.
I don't know about that one. That seems pretty solid to me.
You think it actually happened?
What do you mean? What did it happen?
No, I mean like it happened, but I'm just saying like inside job type shit.
I don't know. It is weird that they were like trained out here even.
Yeah. So if you guys are wondering, I don't know if you guys see the bruise on my arm. I'm not doing drugs. I got my blood taken out, so that's what it was.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Can I be honest with you?
Huh?
When you told me you had to get blood work, in my head, I was like, this dude's getting checked.
Oh, no.
You probably should, bro.
I'm good. I'm clean as a horse, dog.
Bro, we still got to get that chalkboard, bro.
What's going on?
4 days?
7 days strong.
You ain't no 7 days. I thought you. Oh, I guess you're right.
7
Sorry.
days, brother.
7 days.
Yeah, but it's because I did my physical, not that I was gonna get touched up. You just like
Also, it's like the woman physical. Like, you know how the women only they like check their backs and shit?
they just Let
me turn this down.
That's what I thought. Then I just did my blood work.
Bucks
to
won
check off
NFC
my-
South. They won today. They beat Carolina.
I think the Saints are about to win too, but I don't think it mattered. But fuck, man, this Epstein shit is nuts.
Yeah,
and
man.
it's kind of upsetting because I really I was hoping like, oh, this is about to come out. These victims about to like get their win. Like,
yeah,
they're about to get a peace of mind. And it's just like, nah, like here's more questions for y'all, more speculations, and we're gonna give you guys no answers, basically.
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of upsetting, but like how that girl said, what was it, Megan Kelly?
Yeah.
I mean, she said this is not the last time we hear about him, and we might hear from himself. I'm sure there's gonna be like an audio clip or something about him talking.
Yeah, because he's definitely dead, bro.
Right. So, where is he?
He's dead.
But I mean, there's just a lot left to uncover and a lot of people to unmask.
You know what's unfortunate about this too, bro, is that next week we're not gonna give a fuck about this.
Sadly.
So
I'm sure there's still gonna be like some like smaller outlets are gonna be like pushing out like more stuff, because I feel like the documents are still a lot left to uncover.
yeah,
And how if Kelly is what she's saying is true, it's not the last time we hear about him. I'm sure throughout the year, this is probably gonna be like little shit that's gonna be thrown out there, and hopefully it's important stuff. Hopefully it's just not like, oh, here's this, but like we don't fully know, or here's this, but like more questions.
yeah.
There's gonna be something. I hope it's just like the full like raw thing. And if she said we're gonna hear from himself, hopefully it's an audio clip that really exposes people and really can
But that could be bullshit too. Like that could just
Yeah.
be shit to like
that could just be
people to turn into her shit. I don't know. I
just be clickbait at the end of the day.
yeah.
And if it's some judge that doesn't give a fucking good chance, then we need that dude that jumped over the fucking.
Dude, that shit was funny as fuck.
That shit
bro.
was insane.
Because prior to that, he was like, I ain't doing no drugs. I ain't doing no crime. I'm on the right path. Yeah, but I think you need a taste of something else.
Motherfucker went flying, bro.
He's like, no, fuck that bitch.
You're about to sign him to a 10-day.
Nah, for real.
about to sign up for whoever plays the Eagles and tush push. Like we need that motherfucker to jump over the line.
Oh man, yeah. But like I said, unfortunately, bro, I feel like next week, no less people are gonna care. I mean, the second batch of documents came out. I feel like less people cared about this one because less information came of it.
Because I just think a lot of people were disappointed when the first batch came. There's kind of like 900 fucking pages. Like really, the average person is not gonna like read all 900 pages. You know what I mean? They want they just want to see it and boom, 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 boom.
And I don't even think like we can get it like type shit. Like
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where would you even find those. I mean, I'm sure you could. I don't know.
Like,
but
I don't think the day-to-day person can really just come get their hands on.
So we'll see if next week something comes of it.
Hopefully,
new information.
Not no old shit.
But it doesn't look too good. We might not ever know, and by the time we do know, nobody.
And Elaine's not being questioned or anything.
No, I think she got a 10-year sentence. That's what it was, right? Yeah, so she's like 2 years in it. She's been in jail, like in custody for 2 years. So she's got 8 years left. She's probably gonna serve 5 more. She's out to go play with her bread.
Yeah, traffic with nobody and got a little soft 10 years, huh?
Yeah, man.
Crazy, huh?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what else to cover about Epstein, bro. I mean, like how we said, we're left with more questions than answers, and
I'm trying too, bro. Like we were talking before this to kind of like
kind of game plan what we're gonna say.
Yeah, and it was just like overwhelming me, like just like
because we both had just a lot of like like this is what I heard, but like no one knows, or like this is what I found, but like it's not 100% like percent, or like there's a lot of just like iffy ifs. That's what I was saying. It was like a bunch of he say she say and I don't know, bro. I mean, people don't really trust the media outlet as it is. I remember when Trump was in presidency and.
Hey, did you see like questions of RFK? Like they were like he was in an interview and they were like, so with this these documents coming out, are you worried at all? Like, are you involved in any of this? And he's like, no, I'm not worried at all. Only I was on his plane one time with my family, with my wife and my 2 kids, and he offered us a ride and we took the offer to like somewhere, and that was the only time. I just thought that was interesting that he had to clarify why he was on the flight log. I don't know.
I mean, I think Chris Tucker came out too. Like, I think he talked about it on one of his live specials too. That why he was on the. And then Katt Williams was talking shit about that man too.
I don't know, man.
You're saying Chris Tucker's that Epstein Tucker. What do you want to get into next?
We can get into that.
I mean, do you have anything else to talk about?
Not really, bro.
The small Sadie?
No, not really. Just.
But if you guys have more information, I mean, let us know. I mean, we're trying to.
Yeah, I try.
I've been scouring.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Scouring. I've been scouring the internet.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that the right
I get
word?
what you're trying to say.
Scour. I've been going through the internet a lot to find more information, but it kind of seems like the same old thing. I see like more news about like Bill Clinton than I do the Epstein. Bill Clinton's like he has a vacuum nose for cocaine, and he was with the CIA with a bunch of drug operations and shit like that, which I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Which I'm not like, oh, that's dumb, but like I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I feel like a lot of CIA is
I also
involved with stuff.
When shit like this happens, like it's like one win for the nuts, like as in like the crazies, and because the people that do have these crazy fucking theories and
conspiracy,
and then I don't want to feed into like too much speculation to where it's like it deludes like the actual facts that we do have. Yeah. And when shit like this does pop off, people come out and say the most wild shit all the time. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of all this. I'm convinced that like we're not gonna ever know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't think we're ever gonna know how he died, how he got his money, and who he actually is the fucking scums.
Because that's so important, bro. Like, that's so important to find out who was the one giving him all this money. Like, who are the people that were funding this man? Because then you could figure out like why. Why were they giving him this money? There should be some type of transaction.
Who's the bank that got in trouble? Was it J.P. Morgan?
Every bank's been in trouble. Wells Fargo's been in trouble. Chase every bank's been in trouble, bro.
Because I think a lot of people knew, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the banks knew and shit.
Yeah.
But they just care about money.
Yeah.
It's
and it's like, what are you gonna do? Not put your money in their banks?
It's a sad world.
So it doesn't. Yeah.
It's a sad world we're living in. It's a dangerous world, huh?
Yeah.
This govy shit isn't it as they say they are. But
bit.
yeah, I mean, those are the main questions that how you brought them up. I was like, that's the main things that I want to know is who are the fucking scums that really did all these crimes, and throw them bitches under the jail.
I know.
Fuck, how did he get his money? How did he really die? Because if the government is the one that are killing people, then like we really gotta like know this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the main things we gotta know about this fucking piece of shit. But I mean, when more news comes out, when we get like real, true like evidence, then we'll just come out and we'll cover it up. But as right now, it's just
more
what most people already can see and find on the internet themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the way America runs, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, if you got money, you're basically untouchable.
That's what it seems like, bro.
Yeah, I mean, because he had a safe full of evidence that probably could have put so many people under jail, but now the FBI somehow lost its right.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI.
But anyways, what else we got, man?
I just wanted to cover this little brief story up. It's a little short one. There was a 10-foot alien in Miami.
So I looked at it and I watched the Miami like Fox
gray person running on the roof.
What did you think?
Well, reports were saying that originally the call was for kids fighting with sticks.
Yeah, I saw the videos of the kids fighting.
Yeah,
it was bad. Like it was like probably like 15 kids fighting. Like it was like a jumping thing.
Did you think it was enough for that many cops to be?
No, and that's what is confusing here is
61,000 homes were shut down with power. The airport was shut down.
But then, okay, go ahead.
And like fucking, I don't know how many blocks he would say, and then helicopters, and how many like blocks were covered with police officers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you need like a couple cars.
Maybe 10 max.
10 max, right? Because I mean, 15 kids, that's a lot. 2 officers, but like per vehicle or something.
Yeah. But so
God damn, that was a lot of cops.
So I watched the Miami like Fox News. Like,
yeah.
And I seen the video also of like that fucking whatever shadow. Again, there's no video of like clear video of
There's
it.
never clear video.
So also, bro, this was New Year's Eve night. So I thought that was a little ridiculous. The video, at least. And then
it made it seem like it was just recent, huh?
Yeah. So it was the reason why they said there was so many cops there, because that was an absurd amount of cops, like ridiculous amount of cops.
Yeah.
The reason they said there was so many cops was because of there was also reports of gunshots, but it was probably just fireworks. But I thought that was ridiculous, the amount of police that were there. And then you see whatever bullshit that is. And then the Miami police tweeted saying there was no UFO, there was no aliens, there was no outages. Pretty much denied everything, which I don't know how much to believe in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I do know that that shit looked fake though. Like what I did see it looked fake.
Because I'm like, why the fuck is it on the roof?
And then why are the only videos that we could see like from the helicopters?
Like all the way on top?
Yeah, from the helicopters. There's nothing close. And then when they try to zoom in, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I looked at the video and I was like, is this motherfucker running on the air? Like, looked like he ran off the fucking top of the building. I was like, no, he's still running. And I saw a video, supposedly lights were in the sky, and I was like, oh, what's the UFO? I'm just saying, if 10-foot aliens are out there, bro, we're kind of fucked.
I know. I thought that was
how big is 10 feet?
Because why did it? Because it just popped up like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Like all this like the videos
Clickbait
maybe yesterday or the day before, and this shit supposedly happened. Well, it did happen on New Year's. So I mean, that was a week ago now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was all bullshit.
Yeah, and 10-foot kind of seems.
It was just a little ridiculous, bro.
It's just little stories.
Yeah, it was. It's a fun story for sure. I mean, of course, I've said,
they're gonna get views off the stories. It's
yeah, that's of course I wanted to like believe it, because when you told me, I'm like, no fucking way. Of course I want to believe it.
Because when
But
you see the video of how many cops there were, like how of an
That's-
absurd amount, you're like, damn, like maybe like
because they're shutting off everything. Once there's that many cops, everything in that area is shut off.
yeah.
It does make me like skeptical of just like, and then the fact that you're denying everything, it makes me a little skeptical. And then after seeing how many police officers, like everything in that like 2 mile radius was shut the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
So it was weird.
Because you could
All
just see
for
the
a
red
fight
and,
and gunshots, and this is in Florida. You have a right to have guns in Florida. It's like nobody. There was no reports of fucking somebody being shot. You know,
there was like no arrests were being
There-
made either, right?
Not
from what I saw, I didn't see no
not
reports
that,
of
I'm sure they
arrest.
arrested the kids, but because I've seen the videos of the kids were, it was bad.
Yeah.
Like they were beating each other up bad. But you didn't need thousands of cops there
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
That was
they
just
shut down the whole shit down.
so. It is a little. I mean, if you want to,
It's a little nut stories.
if
but
you want to get a little, maybe because
conspiracies and believe into the 10-foot aliens, you could. It's just like one of those little fun stories, but
yeah,
I don't think that if obviously the kids were fighting, but I don't think they needed the
yeah.
whole
But
fucking
another thing
the
that
whole
broke,
Miami PD in that bitch.
yeah, another thing that broke the internet within this past week, and it's been still like all over my timeline, is fucking Katt Williams, bro.
That dude is on one, huh?
Yeah,
I just gotta squeeze the lemon real quick, then we'll get into that.
Go ahead.
But even that Katt Williams shit, but there's just so much. Every clip that I've seen is him just like going in on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And how long was the pod episode? Was it like
2.5 hours? It was
Damn.
almost 3 hours.
And there's a quote that I'm gonna say. I think it's probably the most fire quote I've heard all year.
Oh, okay.
That shit is fire. I'll be right back though, y'all.
y'all.
So Katt Williams, huh?
Yeah, yep. He's literally probably. I watched probably half of it, but the clips that I wanted to see, I seen. He is an interesting character because I'm a big comedy fan, and he falls in the line of the realm of like the Dave Chappelle's, as far as Dave Chappelle when he got blacklisted in the early 2010s, when everybody considered him crazy and a drug addict, and that's the same thing that they list Katt Williams as nowadays. Not too much now, because I want to say about a year or two ago, he came out with like a pretty fire, like 20-30 minutes on like Snoop. It was a Netflix thing. It was like Snoop Dogg's comedy special, and he had like 7 comics on there, and Katt Williams on there, probably the best one on there. Funny as fuck, bro. But he's kind of making a huge comeback in the comic scene.
Yeah.
And he is always seen as like a GOAT in comedy, especially in like Black culture and in the community of that space. But when I seen this, I was like in awe of how great he was at going viral.
Yeah.
Because that's a talent in itself. You know what you're saying? And he held the conversation in his own hands the whole time.
Yeah.
So
it looked like it was like Katt Williams' show.
Yeah. So like, what did you see? What were some of your takes?
I
out
took
of it?
him as like he's unfiltered as fuck.
Yeah.
And he's gonna say what's on his mind. He doesn't
Mhm.
care. And I think Gary Owen, I saw
Because he
him
talked
talking
about
it. Yeah, he's basically saying that he never went Illuminati and shit like that. Because Gary Owen went on Twitter. He's like, did I get shots? Did I get catch shots or something?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, nah, Gary, it's because you're real. And I was like, oh, okay. Gary Owens is one of the funniest people I've seen too.
The fucking Raiders.
The fucking
He's cool, bro.
Raiders.
He's cool, bro. My parents saw him. He said he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, we were just saying like Katt. That's just how Katt is. He's not gonna talk shit behind your back. And but if he does talk, he's gonna be what he truly thinks about you. He's gonna be unfiltered. He's gonna be raw.
Mhm.
And that's what basically what he did. I mean, he talked about Chris Tucker. He gave Ice Cube his flowers.
Mm-hmm.
He gave Bernie Mac his flowers, and talked shit about Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Winning up on him, about Kevin Hart, a bunch of other
Steve or Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric. They talk about Harvey Weinstein a little bit.
Yeah.
And but my favorite part was I think he was telling to Shannon. He's like, you have an unnatural allegiance with losers.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
That's such a bar, bro. That's
I
so
seen
cold.
that. They're
And
like,
I texted that to some girl, right?
no, man.
But that's why my quote of the year, bro. You have an unnatural allegiance with losers.
That's a girl that you're talking to? Or what?
No, the last one. I sent that. And I was like, yeah.
No.
That's fire though.
It's And he was also like the main thing, I guess the thing that blew up the most was him calling Kevin Hart like a industry plant pretty much.
Yeah. The
What
dress
did you
humiliation and
I feel like he was given a lot of truth and like a lot of bullshit, and so you can't discern from what's what.
I think I do remember seeing a clip of Kevin Hart saying it's like, "Oh, you will never catch me seeing him wearing a dress and shit like that." Then like he came out and he's like, "I can't just express himself." Then Cat was like, ask him if it was his idea,
Yeah.
and he was like, "I bet you it wasn't," because he was doing this a lot. He's, he was going
I
like
don't
these.
I've like I said, he's definitely been one that's been like blacklisted, and it's because I remember some years back too. It's probably like 3-4 years ago. So Kevin Hart is possibly like the biggest comic of all time,
One of the biggest comedy movie stars.
just because he transitioned so well and
Yeah.
like smoothly from comedy to movies to being a movie star to being like now he has his own production, and now he is known for like bringing people on, which is dope. And like I said, Katt called him out for being an industry plant, and it is interesting because years back he kind of put it out there saying that kind of the same thing and pointed to Tiffany Haddish to being like, this woman's not funny, which in my opinion she's not. I've seen her in person, not my cup of tea. And now she went on like a 2 to 3 year run of being like that black girl in movies, like kind of being the black girl in movies and making millions and millions of dollars. And he was just saying, he put it out there saying like she's never was funny. Nobody's ever thought she was funny in the scene of comedy. And like they just pick and choose who they want to be that person in that moment of time.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart pretty much came out and kind of bashed Katt. And since then, you haven't really heard much of Katt, like until now, you know. And I just thought it was interesting, kind of just him just being unfiltered, like you said, pointing a lot of like, if you don't care about comedy, then you might not care about what he has to say, because he was just talking about his environment of people, because he came up with the Cedric the Entertainers, the Steve Harvey was before him. But he was just
saying like Steve Harvey was never funny, and then when he made that King of Comedy special, he was saying like you're just mad because all the other people were funny. You Bernie killed it, and you weren't funny.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know, and then he was just talking about the higher power of shit.
Yeah, I guess Harvey Weinstein offered him $1 million to give him
that shit was fucking insane to suck his dick in front of his whole agency.
I was like, fuck. And then I think I saw one with like Ludacris. He was like, they came to me to Ludacris. We had to change our whole hairstyle and change how we looked. And it was $200 million. And then he asked Shani, he's like, how many Fast and the Furious movies are out there?
Yeah.
Like 10? He's like,
yeah, that's what he was saying, because he's been in all the fucking Fast and Furious.
Yeah. So, and he was like, they give you like this one girl that's your wife. And Shani was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Ludacris came out with a little freestyle and just
that shit was so corny, bro.
Yeah, I was like, all right. And a lot of people were just saying that Katt's mad and talking shit, but they're not like denying anything he's saying.
Yeah, Kevin didn't deny anything.
He was like, oh, you're mad, but I'm out living life type shit. That's pretty much it. And I remember seeing this famous clip of Kevin Hart. I don't know who he's interviewing. I don't know if it's Kelly Clarkson, but she's talking about like, yeah, I came up, like people came up to me and offered me a bunch of dollars, and it was like a scary. And Kevin Hart was like
really?
Like, yeah. He's like, don't talk about it. He's like, oh, they're listening in. He's like, yeah. He's like, you can say it, but like, don't. Like, he's just like, no.
I just don't know.
It's a little. I think I saw it on TikTok the other day. Literally, I think like after a couple clips I saw of Katt Williams, I went up on TikTok and that's one of them popped up. And I've seen it before. It's kind of like, oh shit, like makes you kind of think like, oh, it is kind of real. Like people like in that power space. So like, you know,
but
a little scurry.
But because I guess it's influential to have the most famous people in there. Like if you were the Illuminati or whatever the fuck Katt Williams is saying,
right?
It's important to have people who are like the most famous people in their genre.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart's one of them for sure. right?
Yeah, I mean, and then Katt Williams not that the only like first comedian to come out and talk about Illuminati. I mean, Jim Carrey was a famous one, and he went on Jimmy Kimmel and talked about them. And
He's weird though.
he's like Jimmy, you know what I'm talking about. You go into do the forest and do your little dances. And Jimmy's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know what I'm talking about. Then that's when he was accused like with his girlfriend's murder or some shit like that. You remember that?
Jim Carrey was?
Yeah.
You're breaking news to me, bro.
Nah, this was a couple years ago.
I know Jim Carrey like took a huge step back from just Hollywood like years back.
Yeah.
Right?
But he was supposed to be somebody that was on the flight logs of Epstein as well.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'll show you one of the clips too of Jim Carrey. It's on Jimmy Kimmel. You can find it. But some people took it as a joke because they both did like the little Illuminati signal at the end, like if it was like fucking scripted or whatever.
Yeah, planned.
But Jim Carrey has talked about it many times, and Katt Williams has talked about it so many times. So
yeah, that shit broke the internet. That interview. It's fucking. He's definitely a smarter guy than
most people take
you would think.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I took out of it too. He's a fucking entertaining dude. Super, super entertaining.
And if you haven't watched his comedy special, the dude is actually funny as fuck.
Very, very, very.
One of the OGs in comedy. Funny as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not watch it with your family because he does say a lot of provocative things, but a lot of curse words. But
yep,
he's a funny dude.
Classic, bro.
He's a funny dude.
But,
and he talked about like Friday and Chris.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he definitely gave a Ice Cube is like just saying because people came out after all the Friday series saying like they didn't get paid much money, like $30,000 or something.
But that all came most of it out of his pocket anyway.
Yeah, because all his it's like a Cube production. Most of all Ice Cube's movies, so it's all independently filmed.
Yeah,
and majority of his movies are like hood classics. Bro, so.
Yeah, so that's why people were like, why wasn't Chris Tucker in the other one? Because I think at that time he took the bag for Rush Hour.
Yeah, bro, he got the 100 M's for Rush Hour.
Yeah.
So what the fuck, you know?
They're like, oh, we miss Smoke. And I think at that time too, Chris Tucker didn't want to play no weed characters because he was never. And then Katt Williams talked about it too. He was like, he does not know weed, like he doesn't smoke and shit like that. So that's why Mike Epps played that role better. He was saying. But
do you think Mike Epps played that role better?
I don't know if he played it better. I think he did good though. You know, but I think Smokey was. I mean, he was the original, you know? It was funny, but I mean, Chris Tucker got his money and gave us 3 good-ass movies with Jackie Chan, but...
Nah.
If Chris Tucker... What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're a fucking Rush Hour fan, bro. Like,
I will watch those movies.
I know. I asked this man, what's his favorite movie? And he's like, Rush Hour.
I said Rush Hour 1 through 3.
Rush Hour, and I'm like...
Lee! You know?
Yeah, I know.
And then on top of that, bro, I watched the bloopers, and the bloopers are just as funny.
But they're not even that. It's not funny like that, bro. Especially number 3. Like, number 1's fire because it's number 1.
What's up, Mike? When he did that.
Yeah, bro. It's not like...
Those movies
it's funny if you're like 10 years old.
Bro, I watched that movie when I was 10 years old, and I still watch it 13
Exactly.
years later.
You're about to be 24.
That's still my favorite movies, bro. You can't make me ever change my mind.
I won't say that, but
Rush Hour, I think for everybody, Rush Hours are probably in their top 10.
What the fuck? Just like Russ is in their top 5 of artists?
Probably top 3. Not top 5 is more reasonable. He's announcing his tour soon, bro. So, I'm about to get them tickets. About to get backstage.
Fire.
Yeah, about to film it.
I bet. Yeah. I know you will. You fucking blow him back here too in front of everybody.
If it comes with free tickets.
Got anything else though, bro?
I ain't got nothing much, bro. I'm just Seattle plays Arizona in a little bit,
right
so
now.
we're excited.
Yeah, you guys aren't making it for sure.
They need the Bears to win too. So if Seattle wins, they need the Bears to win to even make the playoffs. If they win and Green Bay wins, it doesn't even matter.
Oh, so they need Green Bay to lose.
Yeah.
That's possible, bro. The Bears been looking good.
Yeah, but if they would have beat Steelers last week and they beat Arizona this week, they would have been in.
Like for sure.
Yeah. So they didn't win out.
No, they didn't.
So I mean,
they
the
definitely
defense
should've,
after week 6, the Seattle's defense has been last, and I love Pete Carroll, bro, but I think it's the time to change the coaching because the defense coordinator's ass. Shane Waldron's been ass. I don't want to say he's been ass.
Pro bowlers though, bro.
We have one true Pro Bowler.
True.
And Witherspoon. Yeah. Julian Love, people were like, oh, he's been balling out. I was like, bro, this man can't cover a fucking fly.
He's a Pro Bowler, dog.
Yeah. And then Bobby Wagner, I was just thinking because of tackles, but he's not. I mean, he's old now. He's not that great.
That was just like a nudge, like because I thought he was supposed to retire last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I mean, and Jordan Brooks is supposed to be the one that take over, but he's been missing. I think he missed like 5 games this year already. So I don't know. Looks like Arizona's about to take that 3rd place, huh? Next year.
No, we're definitely probably going to be fighting for a wild card next year. Fighting for that.
Because Bears, a lot of people say that they don't want Caleb Williams. So
I'm seeing that now. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that now.
I don't know. I think next year's draft class is pretty stacked. A lot of quarterback heavy. Would I be mad if Seattle takes a quarterback? I wouldn't, but
you might as well. I mean,
maybe Bo Nix.
I thought he just transferred, or did he enter the draft?
I think so because I think he's like his 4th, 5th year.
No, he is definitely been in there for a minute.
Yeah, but they have Jaden Daniels over Michael Penix.
I thought that was insane.
Yeah, and Drake May, he's also a good quarterback.
But he's going early.
I don't know if UNC has really been produced like a top quarterback, but I don't know. I'm excited for this draft. There's a lot of people. I mean, Seattle needs fucking defense more than offense, I believe. Because I think Drew Lock did good. I'm not saying you need a great quarterback for that offense. I mean, great running game, good receivers. Yeah, you need a decent quarterback, but that defense, bro, you need fucking pressure. They have like the worst quarterback pressure in the league.
Yeah, Kyler's gonna fuck you guys up today.
Yeah, his little ass is gonna be running through that. That's what I was thinking, bro. I was like, even if they would have won out, they're just watch Bears is gonna win, and then Seattle loses this fucking game. That's all.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, bro, I've been having a great fucking year so far.
Yeah, it's been fire. We also got coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We got the big UFC. Sean's fighting.
Yeah, January 20th.
Ooh, the 20th.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
I thought you were talking about your little stand up.
Oh no, that's in about 2 months.
A month.
No, it's beginning of January, bro.
Month and a half.
Yeah, we'll go there. Yeah, and then so we got a big fight card coming up. We had a bunch of fights announced. Not a bunch, but a few.
I mean, 185. We have Conor McGregor fighting Chandler in July.
But they're pushing for 300 still. They're still trying to get 300.
Still trying to get it.
Still trying.
Is 185 the true weight?
I don't think so.
Because he was saying that as a joke. He looks.
I think it's gonna be 170 because he'll do as you're told.
He'll do as you're told, and hopefully Conor wins. I think that's what the UFC needs. They need Conor to get back on the winning.
They are struggling with stars, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They need Conor to win.
Stars.
They need Conor to win, and he's still kind of fairly young, so it's not like
35, 30.
I think 33, 34. So it's not like he can't push for like.
That's young, bro.
He could still push for a title run. He just needs to fucking win.
Yes, you can.
And
he wants to fight. He wants to fight,
bro. That's why I think he's just different than all these stars like who have money. Like this dude's fighting because he loves to fight.
Yeah, bro. He doesn't need to anymore.
No, like how Floyd, he's just doing little exhibition matches, still getting like pocket.
Bro, did you see Pacquiao's gonna fight? They're gonna fight. Oh my god, who gives a fuck, bro?
No, you know who I need? I can't pronounce his name, but he's a Japanese fighter. I think he's either 2 pound for pound or 1 pound for pound. Be fine. Crawford. The Japanese fighter.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but nobody gives a fuck.
That's what I'm saying, because he's at that weight class, but he's so fucking good.
But nobody gives a fuck about boxing.
You know who fights in his weight class? My cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fire.
He's 6-0 right now.
Oh, well, he's got a lot to
Yeah, he has a lot.
Respect, but you got a lot to go.
But he's in that weight class, and I was like, fuck. Dude, his normal weight is like 155.
Bud is old, bro.
Yeah.
Bud is old.
My cousin weighs like 150, 155, and he drops down all the way to like 120, 125.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, can't be healthy, right?
Mm-mm.
But that's the weight class he's in.
Have your cousin fight me to just give his stats padded.
His stats padded?
Yeah.
Fuck it, you might as well. You have to make
I'll
the weight
fucking
though.
God damn, I gotta lose a whole nother person.
80 pounds, bro.
God
Jesus.
damn.
How do you think you would look like if you lost 80 pounds?
Fucking dead. I'd look dead.
Look so drained.
Fuck.
You have to take something.
Bro, he would give me the weight. He will fuck me up.
Yeah.
Just give me the weight. And then I'll just go and catch weight.
Catch weight at 150?
Fuck no, catch weight at 180.
Fuck, he's like 120. That's a 60 pounds.
Bro, he'll still fuck me up.
He is pretty good.
But nah, bro, I'm excited. We'll jump into that next week because we haven't really talked sports in a minute because we got the playoffs.
We have a college football championship game this weekend.
Yeah, that's Monday, right?
What do you got?
Tomorrow.
I got Washington.
Nah, Michigan. I want a Harbaugh to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washington.
So
I like that purple and gold.
We got the playoffs starting next week. NFL playoffs starting next week.
Yeah.
We got UFC coming up, so we're gonna prep for that. And then hopefully we get some more news. just in general, we'd be talking about whatever the fuck happens within the next couple days. But yeah,
It's just starting to add up, huh?
mm-hmm.
And then we're recording 2 more episodes this week, and we're
Yep.
just get the ball rolling, man. That's what we're doing.
Get it going, bro.
But yeah, that's a lot of cover. We're all bouncing all over the place, but let us know what was your favorite breaking news that had occurred at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Was it Gypsy Rose? Was it Epstein? Katt Williams? The alien in Miami? Or the guy, I believe I can fly, to the judge?
That shit was funny, bro.
That was insane. Good start to the year, huh?
Yep.
And now we just gotta be consistent. That's the goal this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my church speech, the word was today, was be consistency.
Be consistency.
Yeah, small steps.
Be consistency. Remember that, guys. Be consistent.
Is that what I said?
You definitely said be consistent.
Well, I shit the bed on that one. I was trying to motivate. I'm like, fuck, this dude's dyslexic.
All right, man.
All right, then y'all, that's it for episode number 37.
37?
There's a 38. I'm slacking.
Yeah. It might be 38, bro.
It might be 38. We're almost at 40.
Yeah. Almost there.
All right, then y'all have a good week. And don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Yeah. See you later, yo.
All right,
Take care.
About to be on No Jumper next week. Let's do it.